Hey, what's up everyone, Saintsfan back again with another GTA 5 video, and today I'll be showing you guys 15 tips for playing lone wolf style in GTA Online. So basically, if you play solo, if you do a lot of stuff in the game solo, I'll be showing you guys a bunch of tips that you should know, as well as how to make the most amount of money possible by playing solo. So hopefully you guys do find this video helpful, and hopefully you guys enjoy. If you do, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like. Now, these tips are in no particular order. The first one, though, I would say that is just something that really everyone should do, but try and get into a solo public session if possible, or at least a public session with not many people in it, just because if you're a solo player especially, and you get into a full 30-man lobby, odds are there are going to be other teams in the lobby that are going to want to try and kill you, especially if they see you selling cargo or selling the bunkers supplies or selling one of your import cars. You know, they're gonna see that giant red thing on the map and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go kill them. And unless they're just horrible and you kill them, it's not gonna be a good experience for you. So just getting into a solo public session is definitely something that you should look into. I know, unfortunately, on the Xbox One and the PS4, Rockstar did patch the ways to get into a solo public session very easily, so I don't know if there are new ways to get into a solo public session or not. I mean, if you're on PC, there's actually a super simple way that I don't think they'll ever be able to patch. You actually have to go into your task manager, and then you go to the performance tab, and then you open up the resource monitor. You suspend the GTA 5 process while you're in a public session, and wait about, 10 seconds, and then you resume it, and then it'll kick everyone from your lobby. But unfortunately, if you're on the console, there is no easy way to do that. So maybe just sort of switch sessions until you have a session where you're either by yourself or with, a few people instead of 30. But either way, being in a small public session is much better than the large one. The only sort of benefit you get from being in a big public session is if you're selling like bunker supplies and crate supplies and stuff. You will get a high demand bonus, which does, add up if there's a lot of people in the lobby, but honestly, I don't believe it's worth risking it, I should say. Another tip before we hop into like the main part of this video. So I would suggest not doing crate missions, like the CEO crate stuff, if you are playing solo. And the reason is because unlike, a lot of these other gameplay mechanics they've added to the game to make money, the CEO crate system pretty much needs you to get an entire warehouse full of crates to get the most amount of money, which is what, 111 crates? And selling 111 crates solo is just, it's not good. All right, that's just, it's plain and simple. It's not good. Unless you're playing with friends, you're not gonna have a fun time, I don't think, while doing the CEO crate missions and sell missions, because it's gonna give you multiple vehicles to use to sell the crates, and that's just gonna take so long. And if people do blow you up, that's everything lost. So there's too much wrong with the CEO crate missions that I would just say skip it if you are a lone wolf player. Now, some of the other business opportunities, we have the bunker, obviously the gun running that just came out, and the MC stuff. These are both pretty decent methods to making some extra cash, if you do have the money, obviously, to get them all started and set up. And I would definitely suggest if you do have the money to set them up, you might as well get them started and making product, just because it's extra money that's fairly easy to get. For the MC business, you're just going to want to make sure it doesn't get, like, your product bar doesn't reach more than 1.5 bars, because at 1.5 bars, that's the most that you will guarantee one delivery vehicle. So that's something that's definitely going to be important, because if you have multiple delivery vehicles, it's going to make the delivery process such a pain, because you're going to have to go all the way to the city to sell, and then you're going to have to go all the way back to your warehouse or your MC house to get the other vehicle, then go all the way back to the city. So you're going to want to make sure you guarantee yourself one delivery vehicle. So by selling at 1.5 bars of product, then that is going to guarantee that. And then for the gun running, some of you guys probably know this because I have made videos on this over the last, month or two, but what I would suggest is just buying one resupply for $75,000, and that'll take you to around $140,000 in product, and you can sell that to guarantee one delivery vehicle. I believe the maximum amount you can go up to is like $175,000 to guarantee one delivery vehicle, but it's probably just easier to buy it once and be done with it. Also, do note that on both of those, the MC and the gun running, if you get a delivery method that you don't like, you can actually just find a new session or, quit the game or whatever and come back, and you will only lose 1 unit, I believe. There's really not a big penalty for finding a new session or quitting that delivery. So don't worry if you get a bad delivery method, just quit and, you know, come right back. It'll probably save you in the long run just because you're not going to have to do something you don't want to do. Now, the main part of this video, the best thing for solo players is definitely the import and export DLC missions. One, it's the lowest risk for the best return. I mean, if you think about it, you don't lose anything really if people blow you up, because when you go and source a car, you're not paying for that. And when you sell a car, while it may suck because you know, work to get it, you're not losing any money. So in the end, if someone is a dick and they blow you up, no harm is really done. And I do want to point that out, you know, just because it's GTA, you're gonna have to expect to lose something, you know, some product or some car at one point. I mean, I'm in a lobby with 2 people that are on my friends list, and he accidentally blew me up while I was trying to deliver the car. So, you know, you're gonna have to expect that. Try not to get too upset, you know, when it does happen. Just know it's GTA and it's bound to happen at one point. Now, when it comes to the import-export stuff, there's a lot to actually know. So one of the most important things, and one of the reasons why I really like it for making money, and especially for solo players, is that vehicle cargo, whether when you're sourcing a vehicle or selling a vehicle, it cannot be locked onto by homing missiles or even the oppressor, which is a great thing to have knowledge of, just because, I mean, you guys have probably been to a public lobby, you see oppressors flying all around, and at least you have some sort of protection against them when you are selling or sourcing these vehicles. So that's definitely really nice. Although, I mean, it obviously can still be taken down by an explosive, so, you know, you're not totally free and clear of them, but they can't lock onto you, which is good. Also, one tip that, you know, maybe I haven't done in the past, but it is really helpful. Go into your settings and actually turn the expanded radar on. Now, it may take a little bit to get used to, because obviously having the expanded radar is going to take up more of your screen, but it's just really nice to have up at all times, so you know if people are coming after you, or, you know, what sort of vehicle they're in. If they're in an oppressor, you can see them on the map really clearly. You can see where they are, where to avoid. And I feel like it's really nice to know. I know you can just hit down on the D-pad a few times with the regular map, but that only is up for what, you know, 5, maybe 10 seconds. And I feel like for me, it always goes back to the little map when I need it to be the big map, the expanded map. So just having the expanded map on at all time is something you might want to consider if you are playing solo and you want to watch out for other people in your lobby. Now, when it comes to sourcing vehicles, there's 2 things really that you should do when it comes to sourcing. So one, either get a cargo bob and just pick the car up and bring it back to your warehouse. It's fairly simple. You may get shot at a few times because the NPCs in the import-export missions are super good. That's the only sort of negative to them. But the cargo bob is a really useful method. If not, if you don't have a cargo bob, or if you don't want to use a cargo bob, what I would suggest, if you don't want to lose money, is get the car once you source it, go park it somewhere, and then sort of run away from the car, and 4 waves of NPCs will spawn. They may be a little bit difficult to kill, because again, the NPCs in import-export missions are freaking insane. But once you do take out all 4 waves, then you're free and clear. You don't have to worry about any other NPCs, and you can go on your day, drive your car, you know, nice and calmly into your garage or into your warehouse, and be done with it without really losing any money, without causing the repair costs to go really high. And then when it comes to selling, you have somewhat of a similar option. You can use the cargo bob to sell, which is nice, but I would say it's only nice in a solo public lobby, because what actually happens, if you didn't know this, in a solo public lobby, NPCs will actually come after you. But if there's at least just one person in your lobby, no NPCs will come after you when you do sell one of the cars. So if you're in a solo public lobby and NPCs are coming after you, to avoid them shooting at you, it may be beneficial to go call in a cargo bob to lift up your car into the sky where the NPCs obviously cannot reach you. Another thing to note in import-export stuff, and really any of the other gameplay selling mechanics, going off the radar through Lester isn't going to help. In order to completely remove yourself from the radar, you are going to have to go Ghost Organization, which is a CEO ability, which does cost $12,000, and I believe it lasts for either 2 or 3 minutes, so it's a little bit longer, but it does cost, you know, a decent amount of money. So that may be something you want to be aware of, you know, if people are coming after you. Go ghost organization and not off the radar. The final thing when it comes to selling vehicles, and this is somewhat complicated, I'll put like a list of everything in the description just so it might make it a little bit easier for you to understand. But when you sell vehicles, 1, only sell top range vehicles, and 2, only sell the top range vehicles that you were comfortable driving. Like, don't sell the Roosevelt or the Z-Type. Sell the T20 or, you know, some of the supercars, because they're going to be a lot easier to handle and drive in free roam, especially if you have people in traffic and NPCs and stuff coming after you. But the way you can actually only get top end cars and sell top end cars is fairly simple. It is going to take some work. But the way the game works, you can have 40 cars in your warehouse, but you're only going to want 32 in it. And there are 10 standard cars, 10 mid-range cars, and 12 top-range cars. What you're going to want to do is get the 10 standard cars and the 10 mid-range cars. And I'll put all of the cars in the description, like I said, so you can look and see which ones you're missing. Just keep sourcing cars until you get all 20 of the mid and standard range cars, and then from there you should only get top range cars, and you won't get duplicates until you have all 32. So as long as you don't have all 12 top range cars, then the game will just keep giving you top range cars over and over again. So going back to only selling supercars, pretty much, if you only sell the T20, the game should every time, you know, pretty much give you the T20 when you go and source a vehicles. So just know that. I feel like that's pretty helpful, and I'll leave the cars in the description if you want to look into that. And then the final thing, just because I don't know, I kind of found this useful. The MOC truck is a freaking beast in the haulage mission. And it's also a really, really great way to travel around. Not with the MOC thing on the back, just like the MOC truck by itself. It's a freaking tank. You can see in this clip, like my friend is trying to kill me with the oppressor, and he cannot do it. And if you ever do haulage, like the VIP work, I mean, it doesn't give you the most amount of money, but it's just, you know, an extra amount if you're driving across the map, or if you're going somewhere, you know, call up haulage, do haulage, and then boom, you get an extra, you know, couple $1,000. And like I said, the MOC truck just tanks the explosions. So, and it's really fast. Like, I was really surprised. If you don't have the giant thing on the back, it's really, really quick. So hopefully you guys enjoyed these tips, these 15 tips. If you have any other ones you want to share, then let me know in the comment section. Let everyone else know in the comment section. But that is it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. I guess the final thing, here are some pictures of how much people have made from the import-export, you know, DLC. People have made upwards of like $50 million from selling cars. So you can make a ton of money by doing this. And I feel like it's really fun. It's really easy. And it's definitely one of the best ways to do, or to play solo, you know, lone wolf style. But that is it. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more awesome GTA content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.